Amazon's New World is the newest MMO title that I've gotten my hands on, and I've gotten to pour quite a few hours into this, and I have to say that I am quite impressed with the game. It's been a while since a new MMO of this type of caliber has been able to draw me in, and with the old school approach this game is taking on top of that. But does it fit today's evolved gaming world, especially with MMOs dying the past decade? And how does it fit playing in the cloud of all places? This being my first ever MMO of this magnitude to be played on the cloud as mostly a former PC gamer, I have to say the future is looking bright. Now, I got to play this with Shadow, and it's the Shadow Boost tier, and if you're unfamiliar, it's a cloud gaming service that I've gotten more and more familiar with the past month. And I have to say, guys, running Amazon's New World on it has been a dream. Even on their lowest tier, which is the Shadow Boost, I was able to push up to 4K gameplay while running this bad boy all through the cloud and putting it on my Shadow PC hard drive and never having to worry about putting this on my editing computer. The game ran really smooth. It looked gorgeous, and while I did have the occasional FPS drops, I really enjoyed my time with it, and it's a game that requires precision with the combat and the timing. Any ounce of perceived latency would absolutely ruin the flow and the gameplay for me, but I never once had any issues with Shadow. Now, if you guys are interested in Shadow, I will have links down below with a $5 off coupon. But all my footage and gaming in this video was done with Shadow, and I never felt like I was playing on the cloud. I forgot at times that I wasn't even on my computer. I definitely wouldn't recommend this if I had any issues, so just keep that in mind. But as for the game, it definitely brought me back to my Conan Exile and my Darkfall MMO days. Crafting is a huge part of this game, and it's something that I've always loved doing, dating back to my Star Wars Galaxy days. Chopping down trees, skinning animals off for resources to build that sweet bow or sword, all with the hopes that you get some good rolls, has always been my thing. I have no idea why, but it always has. But the combat and the gameplay here was actually pretty unique, but it was also really skill-based as well. Instead of the typical tab targeting that you see with certain MMORPGs like World of Warcraft, I personally loved that it was so skill-based. This is a game that will definitely have you on your toes, and if you don't want to aim or you don't want to actually try to block or dodge, you are not going to enjoy this title. With that said, the game, you can tell, is still in a beta phase, and it's still lacking a decent amount of content. While there is PvP, there is more stuff planned down the line for this title. The quests for the beta were definitely bland, and they were already repeating themselves after just a few hours. And like in any typical MMO, you're going to be grinding your abilities, the crafting will be pretty slow, but despite all that, I had an absolute blast with the game. Combat was just so engaging and fun, and while it definitely felt grindy, I loved how I can equip any weapon I wanted and build my skills just using that same weapon over and over. I could also level up any crafting I wanted just by using and utilizing that skill. There was just no restrictions whatsoever. So it definitely has that sandbox elements that I always like to have in an MMO of this type. And mixed with the player versus player, Amazon's New World actually has some potential, unlike the last title that Amazon released this past year. So kudos all around, and this is a game to absolutely try out in beta if you haven't already. Overall though, the future is actually pretty bright from Amazon's New World, and I have to say that I am pretty surprised at how much I liked this game, and this is something to really watch for here in the future because we don't know what Amazon's plan is for their own cloud service. Are they going to launch a service that maybe only launches their games, or are they going to do something else with it? So this was a game that I really wanted to pay attention to because we want to see what Amazon is doing, and maybe this gives us a glimpse. Meanwhile though, playing this on Shadow was a real highlight for me. So if you guys are interested in playing some of your games or even playing Amazon's New World when it does launch next year on the cloud, definitely click my link down below and use the code SunnyCloudGaming for that $5 off your first month. With that said though, let me know what you guys think of the New World game. Are you guys interested in diving into this title yourselves on your favorite cloud service, whichever that may be? Let me know down below, and like always, I'm Sunny, and I'll see you guys in the cloud.